All right, folks, it is that time. Hello and welcome everybody to the very first Tarkir Dragonstorm Early Access Draft. Shout out to Wizards of the Coast for giving me this special invite. My plan here is to draft as many times as possible today so we can have a draft video ready for you every single day until the actual release of Tarkir Dragonstorm next week on Tuesday on Arena. So let's hop in straight into this draft and see where things go. Now, before this draft starts, just wanted to say that this video is brought to you by TCGplayer.com. Go to TCGplayer.com for all your TCG singles and sealed product needs. If you want to pre-order some boxes of Tarkir, make sure you click that affiliate link in the description below. Also, check out HeavyPlay.com for premium Magic the Gathering supplies and accessories. If you want top-of-the-line deck boxes, playmats, sleeves, dice boxes, and more, HeavyPlay.com/paulcheon for 10% off your first order. I did finish listening to the Limited Resources Commons and Uncommons review, noting that I did not practice for this format as much as I could have, because of course I had the Arena Championship last weekend, so I won't be as prepared for this, but let's go in, let's see what happens. I am really excited to draft a new set. You know, I did like Ether Drift, but I drafted that set like 60 times. I'm ready to move on. We'll note that because the main goal of a lot of these videos, at least for the early access event, is to showcase all the different drafts and strategies, and the fact that I'm going to have to probably pump out 6 draft videos in one day, I will probably be capping myself to something around, 5 matches, or at least showing you an hour of drafting and gameplay footage. That'll be my goal because, of course, getting trophies doesn't really do that much in the early access event. All right, let's go. Draft time. Avenger of the Fallen. 3 mana for a 2/4 Death Touch creature with Mobilize X, where X is the number of creature cards in your graveyard. So Mobilize is, of course, the new mechanic where when this creature attacks, you create a X tapped and attacking 1/1 red creature tokens. Sacrifice them at the beginning of the next end step. But hey, 3 mana for a 2/4 Death Touch creature seems very good. Looks like the trial engine are here. This is a 3-color set, so that's something to be mindful of. Probably going to be taking one of these rares. Severance Piece. Priest, green, black, white for a 3/3 Death Touch. When this creature enters, target opponent reveals their hand. I can take a card from it, and then when this creature dies, they get an XX white spirit creature token. This card also seems excellent, but it's a 3-color card, whereas this is a rare as well, and it's a monocolored card. So maybe we move down the Mobilize aggro route, although this is really good if I can find a bunch of ways to put things into my graveyard. Also, there's Venerated Stormsinger, 4 mana, 3/3, Mobilize 1. When this or another creature dies, this is really good with Mobilize because you just drain them every time Mobilize goes into the yard. And 2 mana for a 1/3. When this or another creature enters, also good with Mobilize. So really good Mobilize pack in general. But of course, you better believe that I'm going to just first pick the rare here and see if we can move into some kind of Mobilize deck. Now, noting that 3 mana for a 2/4 Death Touch creature will always just be good in most decks that I play. All right, moving on here, we have Desperate Measures. Target creature gets +1/-1 until end of turn. When it dies under your control, draw 2 cards. Really excellent card with Mobilize in general. So I do think that card is quite nice. There's also Zurgo's Vanguard, 3 mana for an X3 Mobilize 1. This creature's power is equal to the number of creatures you control, so a very aggressively statted Mobilize creature as well. Sage of the Fang, when this enters, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature with Renew. This is good in kind of the Abzan Renew deck. This is also a really nice card, 6 mana for a 3/4 flyer. When this enters, distribute 3 counters among 3 different creatures. I think that card is also a fantastic card. Not really looking at the commons just yet. There's a lot of cards to read, for sure. I think I'm going to take either Desperate Measures or Zurgo Vanguard. Right now, I'm going to just take everything that says Mobilize on it and just kind of see where things go. Maybe we can just go like a red-black aggro Mobilize deck, because this seems certainly pretty nice if I can just get a bunch of creatures with Mobilize going. All right, Equilibrium Adept. When this enters, exile the top card of your library until end of turn. You can play that card. So it's basically 4 mana for a 2/4 draw card. And then if I play 2 spells, this gets double strike. That's pretty nice. 3 mana for a 2/3 menace. Whenever a creature you control with a counter on it deals combat damage to a player, you draw a card and you lose a life. So certainly not super strong in a deck that's looking to do a bunch of Mobilize things. So I don't think that's what I want. Going to be looking at the Equilibrium Adept here. Formation Breaker. It's a green creature. It gets bigger if with counters. Fire Rim Form, First Strike Combat Trick, okay. Aggressive Negotiations is a Coercion Effect. And 3 mana for 4/2. When I attack, or when it gets tapped, I get to rummage and draw a card. Inoc Wayfarer is also really nice. I mean, these green cards are pretty good as well. But I'm going to take the Equilibrium Adept. I know this card is not particularly good in a mobilized beatdown deck, but this is just a good card, I feel. Sometimes you're going to be able to cast 2 spells, and the fact that this just draws you a card, because it's until the end of your next turn, you can play the card. I think I like this card just as a value card for my decks. All right, moving on here. No red and black cards, so maybe that's not where we want to be. So maybe we can potentially pivot into some kind of flurry deck. Duty Beyond Death, sack a creature, all my stuff gets indestructible. Keisha Trawler, when this enters, you may exile a creature card from your graveyard. When you do, return an instant or sorcery from my graveyard to my hand. Kintree Severance is an Abzan card, which is pretty far from what I have. Narset's Rebuke is a removal effect. Man, yeah, nothing that I really like. I'm going to take this Kintree Trawlers and see if maybe, if Jeskai Spells is somewhere that I could end up being, then I can certainly take this card and move in that direction and see if that's available, right? All right, Jeskai Shrinekeeper, 5 mana for a 3/3 flying haste. When this deals combat damage to a player, I gain a life and draw a card. Oh my gosh, that seems awesome. Here's a Mardu card. It's got Mobilize 1. When this enters, target creature gets +1/+0 and gains indestructible. Seems okay. Ringing Strike Mastery, tap enchanted creature. Enchanted creature has, and it doesn't untap, but the people can tap 5 mana to untap the creature. It's an okay interactive spell. But Jeskai Shrinekeeper seems awesome, and you know what? Look, even right now in the early access event, you still need to be open to taking what looks to be open, and this is a Jeskai card that I got 5th pick, and so I think Flurry is maybe where we need to be. Even though I first picked the Avenger of the Fallen. Let's take a look here. Whale of War, target creatures target opponent controls gets -1/-1. Return 2 creature cards from your hand. It's a modal effect, which is nice. Jeskai Monument, I hope, is good. Get an island, mountain, or plains. 3 mana, sack this, create 2 1/1 bird creature tokens with flying. Rebellious Strike is okay as a combat trick. This is a Mana War effect. Oh, Sipsig Appraiser seems really nice. 3 mana for a 2/1, enter the battlefield, look at the top 2, put a card into your hand. It's just 3 mana for a 2/1 draw card. Yeah, I'm going to take that over the Monument, I think. The Monument gets me a land, but I feel like just this effect seems really strong. It gives me Organ Hoarder vibes. So let's go ahead and take that and see if we can move into a blue-red deck. Dispelling Exhale. Counter target spell. It's a counter spell, which actually just isn't as good in a flurry deck. You want to be proactively using cards. And Underfoot Underdogs is a solid creature, but more in a mobilized aggressive deck. 3 mana for a 1/2, make a 1/1 token, and I make something unblockable. So why don't we just take the Mana War creature here? And we know that it's going to be a solid card in any deck. All right, so could use some more cheap things to play here, but we have some pretty powerful effects, which I like. Card advantage, and I think Zergo's Vanguard is a card that you're always happy playing. All right, moving on here, we have... Actually, I need to use this mode. Jeskai Devotee. Okay, I'm taking this. It says Jeskai on it. Flash, when this creature enters, target creature and opponent controls gets -2/-0 until end of turn. This one gets a +1/+1 counter and flurry. And this is a 4 damage effect that lets me gain 2 life. But it's not quite... It looks like I want to be more of a blue-red base, possibly splashing white. So that's what I'm going to be leaning towards here. It does look like Abzan is also very, very open. But I think given our start, I feel like that direction is not where we want to go anymore. So as I know, it just feels like too hard of a pivot here from this point on. Seize Opportunity doesn't seem very good. What do you do? When this enters, mill 2, gain 2. All right, well, I'll take the Seize Opportunity here, but I don't think that's the type of card that I want. And yeah, let's just try to make sure we get some good mana fixing. Search your library for basic land card reveal, put it on top. If you control a dragon, put it onto the battlefield tapped instead. Riverwalk Technique. Oh, I actually like this card. This combat trick's also pretty good, but if I want to be blue-red based, this is either a bounce spell or a negate. And I think the first copy of this type of effect is going to be pretty solid here. So taking a look at our mana curve, it looks okay. Looks okay. Jade Cast Sentinel, 4 mana for 1/5 reach. Put target card from a graveyard on the bottom of its owner's library. Definitely don't want that card. Don't care about that combat trick. There's this tap creature, but I don't think this is very good either. Mostly taking this as a mana fixer. Hopefully this helps. And then Narset's Rebuke seems like a totally fine card to play here. It's an expensive card, but you get the rebate. So when you have a bunch of flurry cards, it certainly helps. Now, granted, we don't have a million flurry cards just yet, but just feels like getting a good spell here is pretty nice. And all right, this is what we have. We got a bounce spell, a removal spell. This is a flurry effect. And what is this? I think this was the card. Kishla Trawlers. Exile a creature card. When I do, I can return an instant or sorcery. So this does seem pretty good as long as I can get some spells into my deck. All right, going back to this mode here, I'm going to take Narset. I assume Narset's going to be busted. And I guess, I don't know if I should have taken the Sipsig Appraiser or that Jeskai card. Maybe I should have, like, it literally said Jeskai on it. Anyways, at the beginning of your end step, you may discard your hand. If you do, draw cards equal to the number of spells you've cast this turn. Okay, and it's a 3-mana 3/4. I don't actually know if this card is good, but I'm going to try it. Wingblade Disciple, 3 mana for a 2/2 flyer. Flurry. When you cast your second spell each turn, make a 1/1 bird token with flying. Also, there's Molten Exhale, 2 mana to deal 4 damage. Whoa. Is this card even good? Okay, you know what? I actually feel like Molten Exhale might be the pick here, but I'm going to take the Narset here. It's the early access event, and I will take the Jeskai colored rare and play with it just to see how it plays out. All right, here we have Taigam. I assume I take this as well. 2 mana for a 2/2 flurry. Whenever you cast a second spell each turn, copy it, then exile the spell you cast with 4 time counters. If it doesn't have suspend, it gains suspend. Okay, so basically every second spell you cast, you get to play it, but in 4 turns. All right, I'm going to take it. It's a 2 mana 2/2 with flurry. Glacierwood Siege. 1 blue-green. As this enchantment enters, choose Temur or Sultai. Temur, when you cast an instant or sorcery spell, target player mills 4 cards. Sultai, you can play land cards from your graveyard. Doesn't seem that great. Twin Moss Stormbrood is pretty good. Wow, this card is great, actually. Just as the 2 mana deal 5 damage spell, Channel Dragonfire is also a really, really good removal spell. So I can see a world where those removal spells might have been what I needed to do. But still, for now, let us focus on taking the rares. We have a rare and a mythic in the Jeskai colors. Let's make sure we have good mana fixing for this as well. Moving on here, but I do want to stay blue-red base, so like Starry-Eyed Skyrider is probably not something I want. When this creature attacks, another target creature you control gains flying. Attacking tokens you control have flying. So this is really good with Mobilize, but of course that's not where we want to be. Kotis is probably awesome. When this deals combat damage, exile the top X cards. Okay, but it's a Sultai card. I don't have time to look at all of this. I do think this is a good opportunity to just take Swiftwater Cliffs just for my mana, just because I don't see any great Jeskai cards here. So let's take the land here. United Battlefront. Look at the top 7 cards of your library. Put up to 2 non-creature, non-land permanents with mana value 3 or less onto the battlefield. Okay, so like a Collected Company, but for non-creatures, which is not great because you're going to miss a lot. These Mardu Mobilize cards are good, but I don't want them. Monastery Messenger, please be good. 3 blue, red, white for a 2/3 flying vigilance. When this enters, put up to 1 target non-creature, non-land card from your graveyard on top of your library. That seems highly mediocre. Target creature, turn your turn. I didn't see the Molten Exhale. My bad. Yeah, we're gonna take that card. This is a premium removal spell. 2 mana to deal 4 damage. If I have a dragon, it has flash. That's insane. Another Equilibrium Adept. I think this card's fantastic. Just a nice way to get card advantage. We have Sipsig Appraisers and 2 copies of this card. So we just have a lot of creatures that come into play and draw us a card, which I love. This is a really good card if you're Mardu. 1 red, white, and black. Instant. Inevitable defeat. I can kill something, and they lose 3 and I gain 3. So that's excellent, but I think I want to stay blue, red, white. So let's take the Equilibrium Adept, which I also think is going to be a good creature for this deck. Really quickly, I just want to take a look at our mana curve here. And it's looking okay. Still gotta keep it low. Target creature gets +3/+0 in haste. Doesn't seem very good. Osseous Exhale. Deals 5 damage to target attacking or blocking creature. And if your dragon was beheld, I gain 2. This is discard a card if you do. It's a Tormenting Voice or a Flying Haste Dragon. Seems okay. You know what? I'm going to take the Exhale here. I don't really care about any of these other cards, I think. And hopefully my mana is just good, where I can just play all 3 colors. Fresh start. 1 in a blue. Flash. Enchanted creature gets -5/-0 and loses all abilities. This card is actually a really, really solid removal spell. But there's also Windscarred Crag. And I think it's the early access event. This is a good card. Absolutely. So is Shock Brigade. But I'm going to just prioritize mana fixing here just so that I can make sure that I can play all the cards in my color. Like I said, I feel like it's going to be very, very trivial for me to get enough playable cards given the fact that this is the early access event. So let's do that. Here we have a counter spell. Don't want to splash for a white flurry creature here. I just don't think it's that strong. Teamer Devotee, I don't care for. Shock Brigade can still just be a good card. I don't think I care too much for this counter spell, honestly. So let's just take Shock Brigade, and I wouldn't be surprised if this is just straight up a good playable card. Here we have Agent of Codis, 2 mana for 2/1 renew. Just a solid 2-drop. There's also an Osseous Exhale, which is just another good removal spell. Yeah, let's take the Exhale. If I can pick up some dragons, I have one already. Gain some life, that's also really strong. This dragon is pretty weak, though, so I don't think I want that. I'll take Twin Bolt. Now, I will say the Exhale is definitely worst in Jeskai, just because it's not a proactive spell, but Twin Bolt certainly is. I mean, the Exhale might not even make the deck. We'll see. I wonder if this card is good enough in... Like, is this just a good card to play? X3 Mobilize 1 when I can't really do anything with the Mobilize? I'll take a dragon, but probably not going to play it here. This doesn't seem like a good Jeskai card. I'll take this Messenger, but like I said, this feels really underwhelming. This feels really underwhelming for, what is a 3-color green card, or a Jeskai card. Tempest Hawk. When this deals combat damage, I can search for more Tempest Hawks. Okay. Don't think I'm going to play that unless I get him. Ho, ho, ho! Yes! Let's go! Jeskai Revelation! I think this might be the single card I wanted to open the most in this entire format. Now, it's going to really suck if I reveal it with the Equilibrium Adept, but that's a risk I'm willing to take. Look at this thing. 7 mana, bounce a thing, bounce a spell or permanent, deal 4 damage to something, gain 4 life, make 2 prowess tokens, draw 2 cards. You better believe I'm taking the Jeskai Revelation. What does Windcrag Siege do? I can choose Mardu or Jeskai. If I choose Jeskai, I get a 1/1 Goblin token every turn. Oh, upkeep. Okay, or I get a double trigger. All right, that card's really good too. But come on, let's be real here. We're taking Jeskai Revelation. Alrighty. That is a super, super exciting card. Narset actually seems terrible. But whatever, we took it. Oh, here's another Jeskai Rare. 3 mana for a 3/3 first striker. When this creature enters, copy the next spell you cast this turn. When you cast it, you may choose new targets for the copy. So you wait. Or you just play this as a 3/3 first striker. Whatever, I'm playing it. It's another rare that's in the Jeskai colors. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put a +1/+1 counter on another target creature you control. Wow, that's good. And what does this do? 3 mana, 3/3 flurry. Oh, I get to drain my opponent for 2. So again, I wouldn't be shocked if it's like this removal spell or this drain creature. But I'm going to take the Flamehold Grappler here just because it's a rare. Like, right now, like, you just want to play with all the rares. Another inevitable defeat. Wow, the Mardu cards are now super open. There's a Siegebreaker as well, which is a shame. But you know what? I can't complain. I have, like, 4 Jeskai rares in my deck. And there's a Mystic Monastery. I'm going to slam this. This is a very, very high pick in... If you're playing all 3 colors, you take this. It's like a B- level card. It is fantastic. And this is going to make sure we can cast all of our spells on time. All right, moving on here. Devoted Duelist, I don't really care too much for. This is not that type of deck. I'm not aggressive enough. Riverwalk Technique is fine. Coordinate Maneuver is fine. Fresh Start, again, is pretty solid. I don't know how good this card is, but I feel like my interaction is pretty good. I have a Molten Exhale, Narset's Rebuke, double Exhale if I really want. So I think I'm just going to take Swiftwater Cliffs here just to make sure that I continue having good mana fixing, given that I'm 3 colors. Like, I have 4 white cards here, potentially more, so I just need to make sure I have good mana. Okay, this is a white rare. I'm probably going to take it. 3 mana for a 2/2 flash first strike. Whenever a non-token creature you control dies, Anafenza and endures 2. Yeah, okay, I'm going to take it. There's a Mardu land. There's also Corey Mountain Stalwart. Little Corey Baumeister action. What does this do? When this creature enters, return up to one other target non-land permanent you control. If it's a token, draw a card. Really good in Mardu. I don't even have a lot of cheap spells. I'm actually not a very good flurry deck. I just think this card is really good. So I'm going to... And it's a rare. So I just want to play with this, right? Let's just play this and see what happens. All right, moving on here, we have another Sibsig Appraiser, which I think is an excellent creature. There is... Ooh, I like this card a lot too. Dusiot Earthcarver. 6 mana for a 4/4 reach, endure 3. So you can either get a 7/7 reach creature or a 4/4 reach and a 3/3. So for me, it's either the Appraiser or the Iridescent Tiger, which helps you turn on Flurry, and it's a 5-drop. But I'm going to take the Appraiser. I just think this just gives you excellent card selection and is just a really, really good card in general. All right, what do we have? Wayspeaker Bodyguard, 4 mana 3/4. When this enters, return non-land permanent with mana value 2 or less. Oh, so like a spell. I'm just going to take another Equilibrium Adept. I just think this card's great. Like I said, it's only bad if I reveal the Jeskai Revelation. Draw card, Harmonize. Okay, so this is a good way to turn on Flurry. I do like that. This is a fine removal spell, but yeah, let's try Unending Whisper here, just because it's a cheap spell to turn on Flurry. And then there's another Tempest Hawk. There's another Icebridge Sentinel or another Twin Bolt. So what do I want to play a second Twin Bolt or do I want this bounce card? I think I just want the bounce creature. This is more like a Jeskai control deck, it feels. Oh, yes. The Stalwart Table. That's great. Oh, wait. No, hold on. I think I just need Stormplane Detain. You know what? No, I'm going to take this. I'm going to take the Flurry card. I think this might be the better card, but I'm going to take the Flurry card. For now. All right, given that I'm more of a control deck, I actually think the one copy of Dispelling Exhale could be playable, but we'll see. I don't have a lot of creatures, so Coordinated Maneuver is probably not very good, but I'll take it. Oh, another Corey Mountain Stalwart. All right, well, we have a trillion 3-drops. I'm pretty sure I didn't draft this deck the right way. I probably need to take more cheap things, and the control part of me is what made me end up with the deck that I have in front of us right now. But, oh well. Okay, so those are all the maybes. Let's take a look. I think our mana is decent, not insane. Okay, I can't do it like that. And we'll see where this goes. Yeah, I think just playing a bunch of removal spells and trying to stay alive, and then getting ahead on cards with the Sibsig Appraiser is kind of the direction that I want to go. So yeah, let's cut Zergo's Vanguard because I'm not that aggressive. And look, these are still 2-mana plays. Twin Bolt, Molten Exhale, and even the Osseous Exhale can all totally be fine cards to play in this deck. I think I don't like this one just because I don't have that many dragons. So let's cut the counterspell. And then these, okay, but again, these are interactive spells here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we have a good amount of interaction. Which one of these 3s do I not want to play? They're all like uncommons and, oh no, I love this card. I think I want all of these. And what's our creature count? 17? Okay. Probably just cutting the Monastery Messenger, honestly. Like, basically, it's a 3 or 4 mana 2/3 Flying Vigilance that lets me rebuy a spell, but I don't put it into my hand. I put it on top of my library, which is kind of unexciting. And I already have a gazillion 3-mana plays, and I think these are all just better 3-mana plays. So let's go ahead and cut that. And now I just need to cut one more card, and I am good. I think I'm going to play the Jeskai Devotee just to have a 2-mana creature. And we're going to play the Taiyam here as well. We have what? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 rares, and we have just a million things that say Flurry. I guess this turns on Flurry, but I might just cut something expensive here. I'm thinking like a Riverwalk Technique or Icebridge Serpent. I think I'm going to just cut one of my expensive cards here. I have 3 5-drops, and of course I have this 7-drop here. So why don't we just cut one of the Icebridge Serpents? Not sure if that's correct, but I want to try the Riverwalk Technique as well, because it's a unique card. I haven't, having negate might be really useful in this type of format. And then let's take a look at our color distribution here. Wow, it's pretty even across the board. So this gives us 7 white, 7 blue, 8 red. I mean, I think I can probably shave 1 white and add a blue. So this gives us 8 blue, 8 red, and 6 white. I think I like that better. Yeah. So again, the mana's not perfect. If I were to take things back, I think I wish I... Oh, I have the Devotee as well. I wish I took the artifact that lets me find an island, mountain, or a plains that made 2 1/1 flyers. I think that was a pretty big mistake to not take that card. But you know what? Jeskai, let's see how this goes. Let's see how this goes. All right, now before round 1 starts, just wanted to say that if you've been enjoying all of this content and wanted to support the channel in another way, my Patreon is the best way to do so. That's patreon.com/paulcheon. Big shout out to all the patrons. Thank you so much for all your support, as it truly means a lot and allows me to continue making all of this content. Access to the Patreon will give you access to Patreon-specific videos that I get to make once a month, along with, special private streams that I hold depending on the levels. And also, I think access to the Discord will give you the ability to join an excellent community of like-minded individuals looking to up their limited game and get a step ahead on Tarkir. Oh, and round 1, playing against probably one of the best limited players in this entire event, playing against Da4. All right, let's go. Mystic Monastery turn 1 is fantastic. We have a couple of removal spells, so we can certainly get to the late game here. All right, Windscarred Crag as well. So our mana is looking rock solid. I bet he drafted Sultai. Good players like to draft like the value decks, although I try to draft the Mardu deck. When this creature attacks, if you control a creature with a counter on it, each opponent loses a life. Okay, now let's take the Appraiser. Okay, I guess we'll... I mean, isn't this card great? 3 mana for a 2/1. Look at the top 2 and put 1... I feel like this is probably Blue's best common. Like, I'm just going to say it. Like, it probably is. It's amazing in Sultai. Champion of Doosan. Let's see. 3 mana for 4/2 Trampler. Exile this card from your graveyard. Put a counter and a trample counter. Activate only as a sorcery. Okay, so the Trawlers don't work yet. I need to basically trade with the Appraiser and then use the Exhale. You know what I could use? The Revelation. That's all I'm going to say. Could use a Revelation here, friends. Okay, this is a lot of damage. You got a combat trick? Okay, nope. I guess, maybe I should have played the Exhale, but I thought they might have had a trick. Yeah, I should have used the Exhale on the Bloodflies. Yeah, maybe that was a mistake, because now I can't play the Trawlers. But it's okay. Oh, yes! Let's go! Jeskai Revelation! We just need to survive. Alright, they're gonna try to renew, probably, is my guess. Nope. Okay. Well, let's kill this. They could have a Snakeskin Veil. Sagu Pummeler. Okay. Oh, wow. What a... Okay, so we can go Quarry Mountain Stalwart and then Kisha's Trawlers to get back the Exhale, and then we can drain them for 2. That seems awesome. So let's go do that. Drain them for 2. Exile creature. Get back the... Oh, yeah! Look at all that value. All I'm saying is I'm so excited. I am so freaking excited right now. We're about to cast Jeskai Revelation. Presumably, they're gonna, you know, try to do some things here, but does it matter? We're about to cast Jeskai Revelation. I guess if they make this thing big, it's kind of annoying. Oh, I can bounce it. Man, like I gotta keep reading this card. It's got like 17 lines of text. I can bounce a thing, deal 4 damage to something, make 2 things. Oh, this is ridiculous. Okay, exile a creature you control and your graveyard. Okay, so this. Okay. Okay. Fair enough. Okay. Wait, they didn't use this? What is happening? Oh my gosh, what do I do? I'm just gonna cast it. I'm just gonna cast it. Boom! I don't know. I just don't want it to get fizzled somehow. Is that bad? I have no idea. I don't know if it was good or bad, but hey, look. I just drew 2 cards, gained 4 life, bounced the 1/2, and made 2 prowess creatures. It couldn't have been that wrong. Oh my gosh, I drew second Corey. Second, I can go Corey into Riverwalk Technique. This is absurd. Yeah, that doesn't matter. They're so dead. Oh my gosh, Jeskai Shrinekeeper? This is just absolutely outrageous what's happening here. I'm at 13. This is... Oh, am I having fun? I bet I am absolutely having a world of fun. I'm about to drain them for 4 right now. Oh my gosh. This is just not even close. Oh yes, look at this. Look at all these things. Oh man, this is fantastic. Absolutely, like... he's also stuck on 4 lands. This wasn't really particularly close. All right, well, you know what? Corey Mountain Stalwart is a nice one for sure. The thing is, like, you can just set up Flurry in the late game, too. When this creature enters, target player mills 2 cards and they gain 2 life. Sure. I will say credit to our opponent for fighting the good fight. So this just puts them dead on board. All right. Boom! Sorry, DeFore. Somebody had to fall to my revelation. Somebody. And it was just you. All right, let's move on. Oh, that was tremendous. We just got to do everything. Got to do absolutely everything. Perfect mana, perfect draw. All right, 1-0. Hey, we have our mana again, so we cannot complain. Windscarred Crag, Island, 2 mountains, Osseous Exhale. I have to remember that I can Behold here. So I did draw my 1 dragon here. So now the Exhale lets me gain 2 life, which is great because my deck has a really, really solid late game plan. And so the being able to survive is huge. All right, we drew Corey Mountain Stalwart as well. Really liking this deck so far. Another Golgari deck, nothing on turn 2. We drew the Kishla Trawlers, which currently doesn't do anything. Abzan this time. Reputable Merchant. What do you do? Enters or dies, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Nice. What does Narset do? It's a 3/4? I'm not really going to double spell here, right? So might as well play the 3/4 that just blocks. I would not like to discard my hand. I mean, if they kill it, they kill it. If they attack me, that'll certainly be saying something, right? It's just like, it's a 3/3. So they're gonna that means they're gonna be representing a combat trick. And then of course that lets me play around what they have. Yeah, I wish I took my the Jeskai Monument. Would have made my mana better. Now it is slow, like, but you get something back out of this too, which is really nice. Oh, they just played a 2/1 that does nothing? Okay. Certainly fine with that. So I have a Narset, I have Corey. I think I'm just gonna wait. God, this is so dangerous. Can you imagine misclicking on Narset? It's just game over. What does this do? When this creature, it's a 3/3 flyer, and they gain 3 life. Okay. Ooh, that's a nice one. So this doesn't have first strike or anything, but I think I can still attack with it because, well, they're at 23 though. It's like, do I even want to attack? Probably not. And I don't want them to, like, Snakeskin Veil exists in this format, so I do think I probably, well, I guess I can use the Osseous Exhale. Well, But I do want to trigger Flurry. All right, let's just do that. Oh, I can't cast Osseous Exhale anyways. Nope. I mean, at some point, like when I'm empty-handed, she ends up giving me a lot of gas. But just, it's weird that this is like, I feel like this should not cost 3 mana, right? I feel like this should cost more mana with better stats. Yes, please. All right, so I have a 4/4 first striker now. Anafenza's nice. Knockout Maneuver, it's just Felling Blow from Foundations. Very, very good card. 2 cards in hand for the opponent. I do have the Exhale here, so I can attack with Anafenza because it has first strike. I can exile the Narset and get back Molten Exhale as well. 2 cards in hand, though. Oh, I can Flurry the Kishla Trawler. Actually, maybe I should just play the Shrine Keeper. I think they would have killed the Anafenza, so yeah, let's do that. Boom. Ooh, we got a nice little Flurry enabler here in Unending Whisper. Jeskai Shrinekeeper is awesome. Absolutely awesome. That is not as awesome. When this enters, exile up to 2 cards from a grid. Oh, wow, that did turn off my Kishla Trawlers. Okay. Let's see. Suspending Exhale seems terrible. This is a tapper, though. All right, why don't we draw a card first and see what we find? Okay, we found nothing. Okay. And... Okay, drew a bunch of lands, which is not great. So they're going to be able to tap my Shrine Keeper now. I'm just debating what to play right now. Yeah, let's just draw a card here again. Okay, let's play Plains. All right. Not the most impressive turn because we drew like 3 lands that turn, but they're at 9 life. Still looking pretty decent here. Oh, that is a good value card. It cost them 4 mana to play. It's basically like a stock up. So I think that card's really, really excellent here. I'm not going to use Exhale on that. Okay. Hey, that's not an answer. That is not an answer, but noting that they will be able to tap my Shrine Keeper. I guess I just do the thing anyways, right? I'll play Taigam. Like, granted, suspending this doesn't do anything. Whatever. So, oh, only 1 mana to tap. That's not terrible. Did we draw another land there? 4, 5, 6, 7. We did. All right. This is the downside of the trawlers, of course, when just there's nothing in play. Skirmish Rhino, okay. Yeah, I need to find an answer for the Sun Shield. Or, like the Revelation. The Exile doesn't quite do it here. The actual exiling these two was actually very, very good. Hey, that's not terrible. That is not terrible. Ah, okay. So how do I want to do this? Let's kill the merchant. And see where they put the counter. Okay. Let's do that. Wait, hold on. Did I behold the dragon? I don't know what happened there. I did not behold the dragon. Damn it! Okay. Well. I can play this and... I think I just want to bounce this... Well, that is awkward, huh? Because... if I bounce this, they replay it and exile these 2 things. But at the same time, I get to attack with the Jeskai Shrine Keeper. Which I think is worth, so let's do that. Alright, so now that's suspended. That gets bounced. Okay, so I have a Icebridge Serpent suspended. Sun Shield comes in. They're at 9, but I get to attack with the Shrine Keeper, which is really good. I'm at 25 life. They can't even crack this. This just gets them a land. Okay, suspend. So now that's on 3. Another land. Not ideal there. We can hit in the air. Right. Okay, you know, okay. You know, at some point you have to be like, come on, man. Like, we're still doing okay, but like... Come on, Revelation. It's just making it more exciting for the Revelation. Oh, gosh. Okay. What does this do? At the beginning of your end step, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature. What? That's outrageous. Oh, Riverwalk technique. That is very, very big. I gotta think here, actually. So they tap this. I can bounce the Rhino. They have one card in hand. Does have 3 counters on it. Because I want to copy the Riverwalk technique, too. I think this is lethal, if they have nothing. I mean, that's certainly what I'm hoping for. All right. Whew. We almost lost because we got extremely flooded, but we ended up getting there. We'll note that Tygam seems okay. It's pretty slow. And the Narset also seems decent, but kind of in a late game situation. So both of those cards look exciting, but I'm not sure how good they are. I'm not sure. All right, on the play here. Yeah, I'll keep this. I can't play this Exhale for a while. Also, by the way, I don't know how this Behold thing works. If it's in play, I think I might still need to select my dragon. All right, Bloodfell Caves might be going up against an aggressive deck, but we do have turn 3 Sig Appraiser, which can hopefully find us in a white source. Ooh, double of Appraiser. God, I love this card. If it's like a white spell or a gas card, what do I take? I would rather just take the untap land here at this point. 2 blue, 2 red. What the? They are all over the place. 3 mana for 2/1 lifelink when it enters Endure 1. Yeah, that's not bad. All right, let's play something I can play. Oh yeah, that's a good one. All right, cool. That was a really good one to hit. Presumably they're Abzan. Oh, they're... Oh, nice. So green, white, black, red. Okay, so they can make that that big dragon at some point here, and that is of course very, very scary. Oh, look at them. They are going off. Whenever one or more counters are put on a creature, if it's first time, okay, it's like a Winding Constrictor. Okay, we drew that. So this gets double strike. I want a white source. There we go. What do you do? Whenever this creature enters, copy the next spell you cast this turn. When you cast it, you may choose new targets for the copy. Okay. Don't have anything great to copy right now with it, but it's fine. Okay, I'm okay with that trade. I have the Exhale up for future turns. Ooh. But they have 5 cards up. On a level of 1 to sketchy, what are we looking at here? I don't know what they can have here. But, let's attack with this, I guess. Okay. I mean, they must have something. Caustic Exhale. Behold the... Oh, they just paid the 2 mana? Okay. Do I want to just deal... You know what? I'm going to just put an extra thing here, I think. They might have something that gives counters. So they can save one of their creatures, basically. Yep, figured as much. If they have like a second trick, so be it, right? It's like... A second Snakeskin Veil? Look at you. All in. Oh, sure, I guess. All right. I mean, that was a lot of work for... Okay, well, I'm just glad I got those combat tricks out of their hand. Let's just put it that way. If they have a removal spell here on top of that, then it becomes more of a problem. Oh, they sure did. Okay. Good beats. Okay, we drew an Osseous Exhale. Let's get back the Twin Bolt. And exile one of these. I guess I should have attacked with the Appraiser. Yeah, that was me not thinking. What are these? What is happening here? Look at all these modal cards. Exile up to 1 target card from a graveyard, draw. Wait, okay, sure. Okay. Also sure. Okay. Ooh. That's really interesting. At the beginning of round skip end step, you may discard a card. I kind of like the cards I have in my hand, though. So I'm not going to do it. Looks like they have a removal spell. Nope. So they chose to get a 5/4 here instead of the alternative, which is totally fine. All right, got that out of the board. Okay, play this. What did I hit? An island. So I played 2 cards. So yeah, let's draw 2 cards, I guess. All right. Oh, and I can Molten Exhale at instant speed if I want. Although I think I'd rather Flurry. Okay. Well, this is fantabulous. Shrine Keeper. 1 card in hand for the opponent. Static Snare. Yep. It's going to be a dead Shrine Keeper. And I'm going to keep the Exhale in hand. Feel like it's going to be better than random card I draw. All right. Yeah. For each attacking creature, okay. I'm going to cast it. Okay. Return this. 4 to you. Yep. Yep. Yeah, we got some powerful cards here, friends. This deck is feeling awesome. I will say, though, this is not like an indication of what you should expect out of a Jeskai deck. Our deck has like 10 uncommons and 5 rares. So, you know, like, look, we got all the Jeskai cards. What can I say, right? Everybody was taking all the green cards or whatever. And here we are. We are 3-0. And let's keep it going. Keep it going. Our opponent on the play. Hey, we have good mana. We have that Monastery, the Swiftwater Cliffs, Sipsig Appraiser, Twin Bolt. So happy enough with this hand. If they play a 2-drop, I can Twin Bolt. If not, I can play the Swiftwater Cliffs. There is an argument to still casting Twin Bolt, or still keeping up untapped land and trying to Twin Bolt a 3-drop, but against a green deck, there's just such a high likelihood that the Twin Bolt won't kill their 3-drop, where I think this might just be a better time for me to play the Cliffs. But like I said, if they play anything... Oh, okay. Never mind. That's not something I want to Twin Bolt, though. Oh, they hit a Renew card? Oh, they didn't want the land. Interesting. Okay, I'm just going to keep my life total high and just kill this. Looks like they want to get a little more aggressive because they didn't choose to get a land back from the graveyard. What does this do? 3 mana for a 3/3 Trampler. Whenever one or more cards leave your graveyard during your turn, put a +1/+. Wow! Oh, I thought it was a common. That's solid. That is rock solid. All right, I'm gonna... So this is not gonna be able to block very well. I guess it can stun this. I guess I'm happy with a trade. So maybe I do play it? Obviously, if they have a trick, it's worth... You know what? I'm just going to play the Appraiser. I'd rather dig for, like, a removal spell here. I don't need this land, so let's just take the Whisper. Oh, and that's really nice because I can go Stalwart into the Whisper. Now, granted, I do really want untap land on turn 5. Well, I don't even know what this card does. Wow, that was aggressive. What is this? Return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Lie in wait deal. What the hell? Return something and kill something, and now they have a 4/4? That is outrageous. That is extremely powerful. All right. Well, let's hope to draw some good stuff here. Nope, that's not it. So they got a 4/4 here. I do have a Narset's Rebuke. Constrictor Stage. Holy cow. Is this card good? What is this? 5 mana for a stun creature with Renew. All right. Oh, and it taps it so I can't cast Unending Whisper. Yikes. So I have nothing to do with the mana, which is really unfortunate. I just gotta kill this now, I think. That's really sad. Not being able to use the mana off the Rebuke is sad, but hey, you know what? Losing a game where, you know, like if we get a bit too flooded and we lose a game because of that, that is the nature of this format. It can happen. My opponent wants to be very, very aggressive here. Glad he just played a Defender there. That might give me some reprieve. Equilibrium. Okay. Yeah, I do like that. Let's play this and see if we hit something good. Sipsig Appraiser. Fair enough. Let's play a tap land here. And we'll play that next turn. So we're going to continue taking the 4 here and see where things go. Like, we can block the Agent of Kotis, and then next turn we can go Appraiser into... What is this? What did they do? Oh, nice. Okay, so they're all in on that thing. But we are hopefully... Oh! That's really interesting. Well, I have to play the Appraiser here, so let's do that first. If I find a bounce spell, that'll be really nice. Narset's also pretty good. Not interested in playing this, of course, right now, I don't think. Honestly, I think I play Anafenza and then chump here and then just make spirits. And I want to do this now. I know it has flash, but this lets me trigger Flurry. Gain some life. No attacks. Okay. So Sage is big, but we have blockers, and they're flooding out here. And now we get to chump here. And I can choose to make a 4/4 as well. I wonder if there's any merit to that. Or if I just want to keep making chump blockers. Because I can also just attack. I'm at 8 life, though. Let's just make a spirit here. Ooh. Wow, this is really interesting turn. Do I want to copy Unending Whisper? This is a tricky deck to play. I mean, it draws me 2 cards. But if I hit a creature, it's even better, right? Yeah, I'm just gonna wait, actually. Darn. Gonna hold off on Narset for now. I'm hoping to just draw anything next turn. So plenty of chump blocking here. And, ooh, that is not... That's not ideal. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to copy anything. I guess I should have just drawn a card. Yeah, and I'm going to just draw cards off the Narset here. Oh, I can full control this, right? So I can draw the cards, and then maybe I can still have the opportunity to cast something. Okay. Okay, let's take action. Copying that doesn't do much. All right. They're at 7 life. Okay, Agent. Okay, let's bounce that. I think this is just game. I just attack with everything, right? Also, I have Jeskai Revelation, too. But I don't even have to do anything. I can just attack with everything. If they block and kill this, they still die to the Revelation. So I can return the spell to their hand, too. What does this do? Okay. That's an instant. That's really interesting. All right, so let's Return you, 40 you. Yes. All right. All right. Power overwhelming. Power overwhelming. I feel like a lot of people just kind of drafted like a nuts and bolts. Like, I'm going to take the commons for my strategy. And I was just like, you know what? 5th pick dragon that draws me a card when I connect? Narsets? Tygams? Revelations? Let's go. All right. One more match with this deck. One more match, I think. Oh, this deck's so fun, though. Man, we're playing some good players. We're playing against Martin Yuza now. Some limited specialists. Although I do like my hand. I do like my hand. Had a really great time with Martin and Nicole Tipple and also the professor. I was actually part of their most recent Shuffle Up and Play video. I had a really sweet Mardu tokens deck. Highly recommend checking it out. Martin was the endgame boss that we all had to try to beat. He had a nice little Oops All Rhinos deck. Let's hit them with the hello. Probably want to save the Unending Whisper for flurry type effects, so I'm going to wait. My hand seems good enough where I don't have to fire that off now. Of course! Oops All Rhinos. All right, Molten Exhale probably goes. That is a really... He probably tabled that thing and then moved in. He's going to take the Exhale here. Probably. Although the thing is, the bigger the thing that they take, the bigger my token. So it might be correct just to take Unending Whisper. Maybe it's just better to take the Exhale and then just have a good 3-3 in play. Oh, hey, okay. You know, Martin also agrees that the Appraiser is a very good Magic the Gathering card. Let's kill that. Hey, look, it's a 3-3 Death Toucher, and I get a 3-3 here. Right? That's a good turn for me still. What is this? When this enters, cast and mill 4 cards. When you do, return target creature with mana value 3 or less. Oh, come on! He just went... Okay, you know what? I am not one to complain about this. But Martin did just go Abzan Rare into Abzan Rare that combos with this first Abzan Rare. I'm just getting Abzan here. Played right into his trap. I should have played around the 4-mana rare creature I've never seen before. Oh well. Oh, that is terrible against that board. I don't want to cast Unending Whisper because I feel like I want this 3-3 in play. So let's just keep this back and see what they do. This card's really good. 2 mana, 1/2 Endure 1 at common. What is happening here? He just went 3, 4, 5 Abzan Rares. 5 mana, 5/7 flying at the beginning of your end step. If creatures you control have total toughness 10 or greater, draw a card. Then if creatures control have total toughness 20 or greater. Okay. Okay. Oh my gosh. What a freaking beating. I guess I'll bounce it. He's probably going to reanimate that card now. Yep. Oh, it's still 10. Oh my gosh. Big yikes. Alright, let's drain them for 2. We're trying our best here, okay? That's all we can do. Wow, that is impressive. It's how you make it to the Hall of Fame here. All right, I need a revelation. Do I even have a way to deal 7 damage? I did pass 2 of the flash lose all ability cards. That would certainly be good here. Another, what is this? It's a 5 mana 4/4 flying ward 2. Okay. They draw. This thing is absurd. Is this the best rare in the set? All right, you know what? Let's save time. I want to play another match. Wow. All right. All right. Well, that was a good deck as well. That, in fact, I will go as far to say that might have been a better deck, especially with that draw. Whew. Good job, Martin. All right. Well, you know what the upside is? We get one more match here. All right, here we go. 4-1. Basically, for all purposes, basically, the way I look at it is 5 wins is going to be the trophy, okay? In any video, the goal is to try to get to 5 wins. We'll keep this. We have one of each basic. We have a turn 2 Molten Exhale as well. And then just a really great hand overall. Yeah, big fan of the Appraiser. I guess this card is just good just because you can play it turn 3 and it's still fine. All right, nothing on turn 2 either. Nothing on turn... What are you doing? What are you doing over there? All right, let's play the Appraiser. I'll take a spell. Any spell. Okay. Don't need the Swiftwater Cliffs. We can play the Equilibrium Adept next turn. Oh, they also have an Equilibrium Adept. And they hit Song... What the hell? Hold on. When this enters, target instant or sorcery card in your graveyard gains Harmonize until end of turn. Okay, so they're just going to play this probably. Darn. Maybe I should have... Well, the thing is, I think they would have attacked me. But the reason why I didn't play the Adept is I wanted to potentially give myself the ability to go Grappler into Molten Exhale. What is this? A 5/4? Okay. Yeah. Well... I think I should just wait on the Exhale and just play, like, the Adept. Well, that's the problem, though. The Adept doesn't also do very much here. I mean, I guess I can just play this and see what I find. And just be a little bit patient. Okay, that's a Narset. So kind of have to play that, too. Oh, and they draw a card now? Oof. Okay. Ouch. Okay, fair enough. Does this get double strike forever? Until end of turn. All right. Well, I'm hoping that this is enough to help stabilize the board. I'm at 17 life. They have 3 cards in hand. But basically, my plan here is next turn, Grappler, the Molten Exhale. Yep. We're at 8. What the hell is this card? 3 damage to each creature and each planeswalker. Whenever a land enters, they make a dragon. That's fun. That is fun. What the hell just happened? Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I can get back the Osseous Exhale, I guess. That's crazy. Three cards in hand. If they play a land, they get a dragon, which is ridiculous. If I draw a land, I can copy Narset's Rebuke, which seems absolutely absurd. What do you do? Okay, it doesn't have haste, right? Okay. I didn't draw a land, so that's not great. That thing has hexproof? Let's see. If I kill this, they block my biggest creature and take 4, 7, 10. Oh, no. If I kill this, 3, 4, 5, and then I play this, they block this and take 4, 8, 11, 14. Or if they block this, they take 4, 7, 10, 13. I think this is lethal. Four, 7, 10, 13. What a turn! Just enough. Woo! Oh, that was amazing. Let's go. I'm sure there was like maybe a better point where I could have used the grappler, but that opportunity never really came. And here we are. All right, well, you know what? For first draft, really happy with this deck. This might be probably, I'm going to be doing a ton of drafts today. This might be one of the best decks I end up drafting today. This deck felt insane to me. I mean, just look at the sheer power level of the rares and uncommons in the deck. So let's just do a quick recap of what I liked. The stalwarts were awesome. Anytime you got to trigger this, it's just so good at racing. I really liked the appraisers. The trawlers were just fine. It was actually kind of hard to set this up. I think this might be better in Sultai, where there's a little more self-mill going on. It is not trivial to turn this on. Anafenza was great. The Equilibrium Adepts were very strong. And the Shrine Keeper was also solid. I like the Exhales, both of them. And Twin Bolt was just okay. And the Unending Whisper, I think, is just a really nice, cheap way to turn on Flurry. So I do think this is a pretty important card in your Flurry decks, and it's a pretty low cost to put this in your deck. Obviously, Revelation is awesome. And one other big thing, if you want to make these 3-color decks work, you do have to prioritize fixing. And basically, these tri-lands, they're like first pickable once you settle into your lane. So let's say you're going into pack 3 and you open a Mystic Monastery. It's going to be better than most other cards that make it into your deck. And what I mean by that is it's going to be better than the Osseous Exhale. It's going to be better than Unending Whisper, right? It might even be close between Equilibrium Adept and the Monastery. That's how important this mana fixing is, just because if you want to build your deck in a greedy fashion and play all your sweet rares, look, I had, 4 white rares in my deck, you're going to need to take the mana fixing highly. And we ended up with enough playables, and really happy with this result. Flurry seems pretty cool. It's only been one draft. It's really hard for me to determine if it's one of the better things to be doing. Right now, everybody's, going to be drafting slower decks and just seeing what their mechanics actually do. But the Flurry mechanic did work for us, but we also mostly drafted a Jeskai control deck for the most part. Like, the reason why I took this card is not because it's a Flurry creature. It's a 4-mana 2/4 that draws me a card, right? That's kind of why I took it. Will say that Narset felt a little bit underwhelming. It's a good late game card, so I still, once again, question its mana cost. It's just really weird for it to cost 3 when this really doesn't really come into play, come into effect until turn 5 or turn 6. So I think she'd be way cooler if she was like a 5 mana, 4/5 first striker with this ability, right? Just more stats, because on turn 3 or turn 4 even, you're just not empty-handed. So she just kind of stays in play as a 3/4 for a while before you actually get to trigger the ability. Whereas, you know, like I understand why this costs 3, because on turn 5 you can copy a 2-mana spell. And noting that the Exhale, also just a good card in general, but definitely not at its best when you're actively trying to flurry. So just keep that in mind. I think this card is a very, very good removal spell, but at the same time, I think, you know, not as good, especially if you're a more aggressive flurry deck. This is not at its best in those types of decks. But, you know, honestly, had a ton of fun. Jeskai Revelation is an absolute sick, sick bomb. Take it highly, play it, splash it, etc. This card is phenomenal, and I'm so happy that we're already one draft in, and I had a ton of fun. Winning obviously helps with that, but hey, look, we saw Martin use this deck as well, Abzan, with all kinds of sweet rares. These pushed 3-color cards are going to lead to lots of fun and exciting matchups, and also you just have a lot more dynamic gameplay. When a lot of the decks are going to be 3 colors, you just have a lot of decks that look very different depending on your mana base and the types of uncommons and rares that you can fit into your deck. So really, really excited for this set so far. So far, 10 out of 10 fun. Let's hope we can have more drafts like this and have a lot more fun for the rest of today in the early access event. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, as I really do appreciate it. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button for more daily videos just like this. If you've enjoyed this content and wanted to support the channel in another way, my Patreon is the best way to do so. That's patreon.com/paulcheon. Big shout out once again to all the patrons. Also, check out TCGplayer.com for all your TCG singles and sealed product needs. Pre-orders for Tarkir are available right now, so make sure you click that affiliate link in the description below before making any purchases. Last but certainly not least, check out heavyplay.com for premium Magic the Gathering supplies and accessories. If you want top-of-the-line deck boxes, playmats, sleeves, dice boxes, and more, heavyplay.com/paulcheon for 10% off your first order. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.